Greetings, people of the world. Matthias Griffin back with you, and we are now just a couple of days away from patch 5.3 of Final Fantasy XIV being introduced. And with it includes a very notable change. And that change is the fact that the A Realm Reborn storyline is going to be adjusted. It's going to be streamlined, it's going to be abridged, and so because of this, a number of quests will be taken away from the main story of Final Fantasy XIV. So you're probably wondering, how many quests are they going to render obsolete and redundant? Well, I've been spending the last week taking the opportunity to create a couple of alts and make it so I can have the opportunity to document all of the main story quests that are currently available within the 3 hub cities, as well as the point when they converge. So as a result, I've been able to take it upon myself to count how many of the quests are going to be in each of the 3 cities, as well as what happens after that. I made it a point to count this because since we don't know how many of these quests are going to be taken away, I thought it was a good idea to make sure I kept track of them all. And of course, thanks to the fact that I've been doing a Let's Play of Final Fantasy XIV for the past 6 years, it allowed me to keep a running total. Plus, on top of that, since I do have those quests available for you guys to watch if you ever want to, you have the opportunity to do it with the Let's Play that I have. So, for those of you who know me, and who can obviously see from the handle of my channel, you can probably tell that my preferred starting point is GRIDANIA. And for GRIDANIA, it actually has, surprisingly, even though you have the least amount of ground to cover in GRIDANIA, you actually have the most number of starting quests for the main story, a total of 28 of them. Then comes UL'DAH, which is 1 fewer with 27, and then LIMSA has 25 main story quests, plus 1 quest that Betaron, right out of the gate, forces you to complete at the behest of this Lalafell Ninia, for a total of 26 officially. Then, on top of that, there's of course all the quests that come after. Within A Realm Reborn 2.0, after you get to the convergence point for the 3 hub cities, there is a grand total of 156 quests to take on, meaning that by the time it's all said and done, you'll have accomplished the completion of over 180 quests, which includes both the hub cities and beyond that point, right up until the point that you successfully defeat the ultimate weapon in the Praetorium, as well as Gaius and La Habrea. Then there's the case of the epilogue of A Realm Reborn, which is pretty substantial in its own right. And keep in mind that when the new patch launches in a couple of days, the Crystal Tower, which was once a side challenge that allowed you to take on 3 separate 24-player challenges, is now going to be a requisite part of the epilogue. I don't know how exactly they're going to weave it into the main story of the epilogue, but we will know soon enough. And we'll also know at what points within the story the Crystal Tower will be inserted for the 3 separate dungeons that are a part of it. So all told, the Crystal Tower has a total of 10 quests that you can take, 2 of which have an epilogue in their own right. Add that to the 100, yes, exactly 100 epilogue main story quests of A Realm Reborn, and then you have a situation where you have over 290 quests to take on, including the Crystal Tower. But with, of course, the streamlining and abridging of the main story, we don't know how many of those quests will be omitted yet. That's something we still need to find out, but once we do know, hopefully we'll be able to find out exactly how many quests you require in order to complete the start in each of the hub cities, as well as the convergence point to the end of the Praetorium, as well as all the epilogue quests. Plus, there's also the distinct possibility that since they're moving side quests of the Crystal Tower into the main story of the epilogue, there's the distinct possibility as well that they could also choose to remove some side quests out of the various cities, the subsequent regions, as well as COERTHAS and Mordona. So how many quests are in there? Well, I had the opportunity to count all of the side quests that were made available in the 3 different territories of Eorzea, as well as COERTHAS and Mordona. Keep in mind, this count does not include the job quests for combat, crafting, or gathering. So, once again, GRIDANIA and the Black Shroud are on the high end of this count. They currently have a total of 118 side quests. Then, next comes UL'DAH and THANALAN with a total of 112. And then comes LIMSA LOMINSA, as well as NOSCEA, and it has a total of 98 side quests. Meanwhile, the COERTHAS Central Highlands has a total of 44, and Mordona has a total of 50. And for those of you who are purists out there who are probably wondering if this includes Hildebrand, well, if you want to include him too, he counts for another 16 quests within A Realm Reborn. So, if you were to add it all up, if you were taking the high end of the spectrum, which would be GRIDANIA, you would have a total of 28 quests for the hub area, then add on the 156 quests that come after it within 2.0, the 100 quests that are available within the 2.x main story, and you have a total of 284 for the main story of A Realm Reborn in its current state before the streamlining. Then, add on to that all the side quests. All of GRIDANIA and the Black Shroud's 118, all of LIMSA LOMINSA and NOSCEA's 98, all of UL'DAH and THANALAN's 112, plus 16 if you count Hildebrand. Then add in COERTHAS' 44, Mordona's 50, and 10 quests from the Crystal Tower. All told, that's a grand total of 785 cumulative quests, not including the job quests for crafting, gathering, or combat within A Realm Reborn. So now that we have the numbers, the question becomes, what continues to survive past 5.3, and what's going to be put onto the cutting room floor? We'll just have to wait until Tuesday to find out. Thank you everyone for watching, and until next time everyone, may you ever walk in the light of the crystal!